We've got a scorcher here in Oklahoma City, live from Devon Park. It's the USA Softball International Cup, continuing on with day 2 of group play. It was a dramatic finish to day 1 for the United States elite squad, and what do we have in store for day 2? It's time to find out. For the first time in the 15-year history of this event, American Samoa has entered the field, and they're taking on the elite team right here on ESPN+. Ryan Breeden and Mason Humphrey coming to you live from the USA Softball capital of the world here in OKC, and I hope these teams brought their sunscreen, Mason.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm working on some sweat stains up here in the booth. It's 106, feels like 108. They're going to have to stay hydrated down there.
They absolutely are. And this American Samoa team, really intriguing storylines, led by Samantha Ricketts, the head coach of the Mississippi State Bulldogs, just made their first trip here to the Women's College World Series a couple months ago. And they have one of the youngest teams that's ever played in this cup.
Yeah, they do. They have 9 players that are actively still in college and 3 that haven't even seen that scene yet coming out of high school. Really impressive stuff out of this young team. If
you missed out on yesterday's action, it was an absolute thriller. It took 8 innings for the elite squad to take down Chinese Taipei. I mean, just absolutely a game that had you on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Yeah, it sure did. Let's take another look at it, starting off with a shoulder shimmy and then a bomb into left field. We're going to get a courtesy climb of the wall, but for no reason. Here's another bomb going near the same direction. Looks like a replay, but no, that's Janquish right there, sending a jack into left field. And then what does Morgan Zirkle have to offer? A solo shot to right field over the wall. Here's Anna Gold, another look, but you think it's the same home run. This is 2 home runs for her. She's rounded, flapping the wings, high fives, and then a salute wearing that USA uniform.
Yeah, it was very fitting. Anna Gold off the bench. So nice she had to do it twice. Absolutely the player of that game yesterday. Who will emerge here in today's game? We'll find out shortly. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll introduce you to the starting pitcher for Team USA and the starting 9 for American Samoa as well. So, first pitch coming up right after this from here in Devon Park. It's the USA Softball International Cup presented by Mercy. It's day 2 of the International Cup here in Devon Park, the softball capital of the world, and the U.S. elite squad, after a bit of a close call yesterday, needing 8 innings to take down Chinese Taipei, back at it here today in one of the hottest days of the summer, and American Samoa on the other side, making its debut appearance here in this International Cup. Ryan Breeden and Mason Humphrey here with you guys, and Team USA Elite, the second of the 2 U.S. teams that are in this cup, looking to go at it here today, and we'll go ahead and start with our starting lineups. First, let's go ahead and take a look at the starter. You see her out there here today, and you should know the name by now, the $1 Million Arm, Nyjah Kennedy from Topeka, Kansas. And what is not to say about Nyjah? Her career,
no kidding,
the
Ryan.
illustrious career that Nyjah Kennedy has had, going over to Texas Tech, back-to-back trips into the Women's College World Series, a National Player of the Year, and her stuff is filthy.
It sure is filthy. She can throw well over 73 miles per hour, one of the hardest throwers in the world right now. She's got a rise ball, and that changeup that she's added recently is becoming unhittable.
Yeah, she's used that to just torture collegiate hitters all over, and she's taking that here into international play. She played in the 2024 and 2023 Japan All-Star Series, and she will get the nod here in Game 2. And here's the defensive formation for the U.S. Women's Elite Team. Doing the catching is, there. You see her right there, Reese Atwood. She is getting the gear here today as she was a DP yesterday. From right to left across the infield, Savannah Jaquist, she is at first base. Gabby Garcia and Anna Gold in the middle of the infield. Bailey Klingler is over there in the hot corner. And then in the outfield, Sierra Sacco Ferry is in left, Morgan Zirkle in center field, and Sydney McKinney getting a start out in right field. And then for the starting lineup for this American Samoa squad, leading us off right now is a player very familiar to the area, a native of Miliani, Hawaii, and spending 2 seasons at BYU, going to Oklahoma, and that is Ailana Agbayani. She's leading this thing off, followed by Kiara Sells batting second. Bo is batting third. Kylie Quico batting cleanup as the first pitch of the game has been thrown by Nyjah Kennedy just outside of the zone. From there, the rest of the lineup for the Samoa squad, Charity Sivaitase batting fifth, Tessa Malau Ulu, the first of the 2 sisters in the lineup there, and then also having Sina Tailataina batting in the back half of the order, Kira Karan, followed by Chloe Malau Ulu. And we'll introduce you to the Samoa starting pitcher when she comes out there in the bottom of the first.
Kennedy here, kind of struggling to get into the zone early, but that is a fear-inducing fastball.
Yeah, that rise ball is ferocious as she misses down there for ball 3. She'll look to throw her first strike of this outing. And if you're curious as to why Team USA is wearing the orange jerseys here today, it is Cancer Awareness Day at the ballpark here in the International Cup. And so this one helping to honor and spread awareness to pediatric cancer.
Kennedy calling time, getting the pitch call in, and just trying to regroup as she's yet to get in the strike zone so far.
So an early 3-0 count to Ailana Agbayani. Very experienced hitter working along at bat, and she finally does take her first strike. So you'll see the U.S. Women's National Team tonight wear pink jerseys for breast cancer awareness. And for our first pitch ceremonies here today before this game, we actually had Bailey Klingler's mother, who is a survivor of breast cancer, throughout the first pitch. Tracy Klingler did that. And it was a cool honor to have her daughter catch that as Reese Atwood catches ball 4, and we have a leadoff walk for the Samoans, and now it brings up the 2 spot in the order, and Nyjah going to have to try to reel this thing in to start. Maybe a little bit of nerves. Also, I mean, it is kind of hot, so you're just kind of trying to get that body acclimated to the temperature, 108 degrees. So we'll see if Nyjah can settle in here, Mason.
Yeah, and I like Atwood just taking a second, walking about halfway out to the circle there, just really calming her down. That composure behind the dish is what you want to see, especially after a leadoff walk. Let's see what she can do here.
Able to get ahead in this at-bat with a swinging foul ball, and that one coming from Kiara Sells.
And that's exactly what she needed right there. Just get her to foul something off, get in the zone, and get ahead in the count.
Kiara Sells just finishing up her collegiate career, helping to steer the Mississippi State Bulldogs to the Women's College World Series for the first time right here in this ballpark back in June. And leading the way of that was actually the American Samoa national team head coach, Samantha Ricketts. Another foul ball, and now very far ahead in this count is Kennedy. But some sibling connection between the American Samoa national team coach and a member of this U.S. elite roster. You've got Samantha Ricketts taking the reins of American Samoa, and her sister, Keilani Ricketts, a member of this roster for the elite squad. And pretty cool to see that connection.
It just shows the small world that international softball is, and softball is in general, even on this world level. Really cool to see these ladies face off on the diamond.
So Kiara Sells in a 1-2 count. She was coached, as I mentioned, by Samantha Ricketts at Mississippi State, now venturing into the international waters. And A couple pitches back-to-back. She's able to run this thing to an even count.
Atwood again showing that command behind the dish, a lot of communication, and even tried to sell that strikeout with a quick pop-up, acting like she was going to fire to first.
Oh, I love that when catchers try to do the frame job, even if it's a ridiculous one that's way far out of there.
Fouls one off right there.
3 foul balls here in the at-bat.
Sells isn't going down without a fight. You got to commend her for that. But really good on Nyjah just being able to get in the zone, especially after that walk in the first at-bat.
So with a leadoff walk. Now a long at-bat here. Now it gets away from Atwood, takes an advantageous bounce, but no throw down, and a runner in scoring position right out of the starting blocks for American Samoa.
Yeah, that was a pretty generous back to the glove there, back to the catcher. But she just takes a minute, hesitates, and then gets going. Ball kind of hung up in the air. But
so a long at-bat here, and also worth noting, this isn't Kiara Sells, who we saw in the starting lineup and was introduced as a starter. This is actually Matalasi Fa'apito, who takes ball 4, and she reaches base. Back-to-back walks from Kennedy to get this thing started. So American Samoa making a slight alteration to its lineup here right at the beginning, and she's able to find her way on as well.
Yeah, making that alteration, and clearly it's worked so far. Now we're having a full infield meeting in the circle. Just trying to get all the nerves shaken out, get back on top of this thing.
Nyjah Kennedy, in her career, 104 wins and 24 losses, had a 1.09 ERA over the course of her seasons at Stanford as well as Texas Tech. Was actually named a top 100 most influential athlete by Times Magazine in this 2026 edition. So what she's done for the softball realm certainly has drawn attention worldwide. And now Mary Iacopo gets that bunt down. Kennedy fields from her position and gets the out at first, but job nicely done by the former Oregon and Texas catcher, Mary Iacopo, moving those runners over, and now Samoa knocking on the doorstep to score first.
Yeah, you got 2 in scoring position here. Good to at least get that first out, but those 2 walks to start this thing off might come back to bite them.
Now we've got Kylie Quico coming in. She is playing over at first base here in this one. U.S. Elite infield playing in for a potential play at the plate. Nice job from Nyjah to get ahead here in this count. Interesting story on Kylie Quico, actually. She previously represented the Philippines in international play back in 2017 and 2018. A native of Carson, California, and she decided a few years ago that she wanted to represent American Samoa instead, so here she is.
And Atwood is just receiving really well behind the dish right now. That's back-to-back that could have been considered borderline, but she just made it happen, and a nice sell behind the dish.
Got Jason Gahoski calling balls and strikes behind home. Part of that 4-person umpire crew. And now Nyjah a strike away from getting that big second out, and she'll have to throw at least one more pitch to try and get it.
Good fight here by Quico, down in the count, but staying alive.
Nyjah could throw just about anything here. Go with that rise ball, try to get a chase, or that changeup that you alluded to a moment ago.
Yeah, it's pretty filthy. I mean, it's disgusting. We'll see what she goes with here.
We'll see it a lot today, and decides to slow it down, but able to battle and get a piece of it.
Quico again just staying alive, doing whatever she can. I mean, this is a big moment. You take a look at that foul back, but that was a pretty big cut as well.
American Samoa losing its first game yesterday, and once we get to the second inning, we'll go over the full results of the 6 games that have been played so far. Quico able to lay off of that one. But back down there with that changeup, it kind of feels like she may be setting up that rise ball to try to get it swung through for that strikeout, as obviously that is the play here. Is Nyjah Kennedy one of the best strikeout arms in college softball the last 4 years. She's looking for a punch out here to keep those runners on their bags and get 2 outs.
And the off speed,
she's really having to work.
The off speed with that changeup, a pitch prior to that one, really got her off balance in the box. Quico was a little rattled, leaning a little bit on that swing. Kind of lucky to foul one off, and she does again right there as well.
So a long at bat in the midst now. Kennedy about to throw her 20th pitch of the first inning. Can she get that second out? No, not yet.
Just not going down without a fight. This is the 4-hole hitter with 2 runners in scoring position. Exactly who American Samoa wants up right now. Taking a deep breath, looking at the barrel, just regrouping.
Just a ferocious at-bat. And still just a 1-2 count.
Yeah, 8th pitch of the at-bat coming here. Looks like
foul balls.
Kennedy has been able to get back in the zone.
And that one skips away from Atwood, but with that slightly short backstop, not going to take any chances over there at third base. Agbayani staying put. She certainly has some experience playing in this park, winning some Women's College World Series here. Coached by Patty Gasso, who is the national team coach during this cycle as well. You'll see here over in the third base box when the U.S. Elite team heads out into the batter's box.
Yeah, that's a pretty bouncy backstop back there, isn't it? It feels like it's getting right back to Atwood in no time.
It's notoriously bouncy. 2-2 and a pop-up there on high on the infield. A towering pop-up that does the same thing as a strikeout and gets the second out with the runners staying stationary. Had to really work for that second out of the inning, but she got it, and those runners still have not come across to score. So an out away from getting out of this thing.
And because they're able to hold those runners on, that is a big momentum at bat for Kennedy and Team USA to be able to win. Let's take another look at it here. It's pretty much just popped straight up, not able to get a full piece of it. And then over there at short, Anna Gold hauls it in.
Can't take those for granted, and so now it'll be a 2-out RBI opportunity for Charity Sivitasi, I should say. Charity Sivitasi batting .333 here in this International Cup.
2 runners on, same objective, trying to bring them home.
Yeah, the Samoa squad would really hate to squander this opportunity. Get the first 2 batters on and back-to-back walks. And Kennedy's pitch count has really paid for those first 2 at-bats. But it doesn't matter as long as you can keep this thing scoreless to give the offense first dibs. We'll lay off of that one. Sivitasi spent 4 years at Oregon State, finished out her career as a grad transfer at the University of Washington in 2025. A just barely over 250 career hitter, 258, 95 career hits. A nice quality member of this American Samoa squad looking to make some noise in international play. Waits back on that one, pops it up into foul ground and out of real estate there, so now a 2-2 count.
And this Samoa team, if you give them chances, they'll be able to capitalize. This is an international team that's still trying to get them, their feet on the ground, get running. But if they can go out in this first inning against Kennedy when she's red hot, that'd be impressive.
Needing one more strike to close the door on the first inning, and she instead gets one rolled over foul, so we will continue the at-bat.
Yeah, just making contact.
Creeping up on 30 pitches here in the inning. See if we can get that signature Kennedy Rise ball. Needing one more strike. Oh, instead she slowed it down, applied the brakes, and sent them packing onto the bottom of one. Good work from Nyjah Kennedy to avoid trouble and get out of the first inning unscathed. 2 leadoff batters, no problem for one of the best in the world. And Team USA Elite will go to the bats now in the bottom of inning number 1. We'll get that for you when we come back after this. International Cup play, day 2 of the group stage. It's presented by Mercy.
Live for the bases loaded, for the full counts.
You got this.
Live for the away games, for the strikeouts.
Oh, man.
Live for the high fives, the pop flies, and the moonshots.
That's my girl.
There's my slugger.
Live for the big moments and the little ones. Live the game like never before.
I am a place that's built on tradition but thrives on momentum, where solid roots keep me grounded and big ideas push me higher, where the streets hum with energy, culture sparks connection, and we celebrate every win together. From the bright lights to the colorful walls, from the sound of progress to the quiet of wide open spaces. I am a place that finds its way into your spirit, your stories, your heart. They call me Oklahoma City, and I've saved you a front row seat.
So the Elite Squad able to dance out of danger in the top of inning number 1, and here we are scoreless going to the bottom of the first inning, and it'll be Rita Tavita with the ball in hand for American Samoa. She will be a sophomore at BYU here in 2027, and she played in 43 games her first year in collegiate softball, and a two-way player there out of Salt Lake City, staying pretty close to home and now venturing on down here to Oklahoma City and throwing her first pitch of her stay with the American Samoa squad on a foul ball. And here is your starting 9 in the lineup, the batting order for the U.S. Elite team. Leading it off right here, one of the hitters that was really, really good yesterday, Morgan Zirkle. She is out in center field, and she's leading it off, followed by Savannah Jaquish batting second. There in the 3 spot, who else but Anna Gold, had a 2 home run day, a 3 extra base hit day as well. Absolutely the player of the game. She's right there in the heart of the order, followed by Sierra Sacco Ferry. Got Gabby Garcia and Reese Atwood back-to-back, with Bubba Nichols, Camarena, Bailey Klingler, and Reese Atwood rounding out the order. So a couple of different pieces here in the lineup today, Anna Gold being the most obvious one of those. You've got Sierra Sacco Camarena in that lineup as well. Here's the defensive formation for American Samoa. You've got the Malau Ulu sisters, both in the field, at center field and at second base. So back-to-back foul balls from Zirkle, getting us started with the bottom of 1. And it took a few innings for this U.S. Elite offense to get going there in Game 1 yesterday. Took until the 4th inning when they were able to power out and really get on the board with some statements there, Mason.
Yeah, they really did, and Morgan Zirkle was at the forefront of that. Had a home run in the 4th inning and then a double to end the thing in the 7th. So 2 for 4 yesterday with some big swings, and then it's really cool that she comes out here trying to get a bunt down, trying to lead this thing off. A veteran move and being versatile is Morgan Zirkle.
The Elite Squad was down to its final strike yesterday, down 5-4. Or down 4-3, I should say, and it was a Morgan Zirkle as she tries to slap one down in a 1-2, and she heads back to the dugout with a strikeout victim. Rita Tavita collects her first. But Zirkle had the game-tying RBI double when the Elite Squad was down to its final strike in the 7th inning yesterday. Moves up to the top of the order, and she goes down first, and so now got Savannah Jaquish. You can see how you're going to have to really be disciplined as an elite hitter. Rita Tavita, she's not going to overpower you. She is going to really slow you down and make you have an honest mentality up there at the plate. And that was the definition of a change of speeds. And we get another one there and a towering fly ball to center field for out number 2.
Yeah, Rita's going to try to slow the game down, and Jaquish flew out right there, and she was the one that woke everybody up yesterday. She was the one that hit that initial home run, and she got the air on it, but didn't quite have the distance, and it's going to be out number 2.
As a reminder, the fence is a little bit further here in international play than what you may be used to if you're used to the college game. 220 feet everywhere. And now Anna Gold, who had no problem making it over those extended fences yesterday, did so twice. You can see that batting average that she has so far in International Cup action. And without Anna Gold off the bench yesterday, the Elite Squad would be 0-1. There's no doubt about it. She'll see if she can be the first base runner. Out to the same spot as Jaquish, and same result as well. Rinse and repeat. Couple of goose eggs into the first inning for both squads, and Nyjah Kennedy back out, see if she can have a bit of a smoother start to the inning, but a same overall result of keeping this thing scoreless. Top of 2 coming up, and we're live from Devon Park in the International Cup, presented by Mercy. A scoreless first inning takes us on to inning number 2, and Nyjah Kennedy, after having to kind of navigate herself through the top half of the American Samoa lineup, she will head back out there once again. Game number 7 overall of this International Cup, and there's been some really good ones so far.
Yeah, there really has been. Japan took care of business against this American Samoa team yesterday. Then Canada got the best of China. U.S. Elite, we were on the call for that one. A great game. Came down to the wire into extras, and then the women's national team taking care of business in a run rule.
Just the absolute hammer being dropped down there, and looked like Reese Atwood may have gotten crossed up a bit on that first pitch, as she wasn't expecting that one to go where it did, and as a result, it found the backstop. And a couple games so far here today as well. Chinese Taipei, the opponent from the elite squad yesterday, playing against Japan. You had Australia and China in a really, really good one before us as well.
Yeah, it's just been a great week of softball so far. As Friday in the evening here, heading into the weekend. It's been really nice.
Now, the weather hasn't been nice. Let's clarify that.
Yeah.
These players are absolutely going through it out there on the field here at Devon Park, as we get our call time there just to kind of recalibrate into 1-1 count. But 106 degrees, feels like 108, and I mean, just absolutely desert-esque conditions. As of now, even at 4:43, it's 105 degrees, one of the largest heat indexes of the entire summer. It will cool down tomorrow and for the rest of this cup, which is good news. And Malau Ulu wasting no time after that quick visit to the circle, and she lines out to left field for the first out of the inning, and a nice start for Kennedy here in the second.
Yeah, Brian, I'm starting to think back on our decision to wear black pants. I think khaki shorts might have been the move. Routine catch made in left field, making it look easy. That's Sacco.
So back to the back half of the lineup now for the Samoa squad. Sonali Talataina getting her first crack at things here in international play. She is one of those 9 players that you mentioned in our Open, Mason, that are still actively in college. And so you're building a foundation as a national team circuit, the American Samoa squad. They've got high goals as there's a swing and a miss. They've mentioned, Samantha Ricketts has mentioned as well, that their goal is to qualify for the 2028 Olympics. And they've got a lot of really good talent here on this team. Talataina, one of the 9 players who's actively in college, and they have several that are in this lineup that haven't even played a single inning of college softball yet, just out of high school. As there's that rise ball from Kennedy that is so deceptive and just almost irresistible. But I mean, the same fate has been suffered by many. They swing at the rise ball and they head back to the dugout. Oh, and they're getting the called strike 3. Nyjah doing what she does best in her second strikeout of the game.
And this is really what we were expecting to see at the beginning of this game. Just right down the middle, strike 3. Struggled to get in the zone early, but no problem right now.
Kind of did dance a bit more towards the inside as well, so able to get that called strike from Jason Gahosky. Quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the inning, and then a tapper to the left side and a base hit. The first hit of the day. It comes from Kira Karan for the Samoa squad.
Kira making her work for it right here with that single. Gets 2 quick outs, but tries to extend the inning with this single.
First pitch swinging too, wasting no time, and a nice little flare to opposite field. And so now a 2-out base runner for the second of the Malauulu sisters, Chloe Malauulu, batting 9th. Deciding to swing first pitch there as well, but now in an 0-1 count. And the pipeline that does exist between these American Samoan players and Mississippi State is no coincidence. We obviously talked the connection with Samantha Ricketts over there in that third base box now, and what she has done with Mississippi State and American Samoa as their head coach. Say no swing down on that check. Chloe Malauulu played 5 years at Mississippi State, was a 2021 SEC defensive teamer and an SEC second teamer in 2022, over 200 career games played, 3-time team captain, so a lot of presence and experience and leadership as she continues the inning with a nice flare over the glove of Garcia. And so now, what do we have here? First and second, 2 away.
What's really impressive about that at-bat to me from Malu is the just really creeping over the plate, just hovering over it. Look at her right here. You can barely see Atwood's face mask as she drops one into shallow right territory to advance the runner.
So now it rotates back over to the top, and a 2-out RBI chance for Ilana Agbayani. She reached on a walk in the first inning, and she takes a first pitch changeup, pretty much middle, and it's an 0-1 count now. Took 39 pitches for Nyjah Kennedy to get through the order one time, and that prompts a visit now, an official visit out there to the circle, as there's Patty Gasso. Looks like some slight action out in the U.S. Elite bullpen off to our right. Can't see anything but shadows from here over that covered facility, which, what could you imagine if that thing was uncovered today? Whew.
You'd be feeling it, that's for sure.
I think your cleats may melt to the rubber. That'd be my main concern today if I was a pitcher.
Kennedy's gonna stay in there. Talk from
Yeah,
Gasso.
never a doubt. Never a doubt, but back-to-back singles from the American Samoa squad. One of them to left field and the other one to right field. And oh man, Garcia almost got that glove up there to make a play. Needed maybe just an extra half-inch to get the leather on that one. And now quickly swinging, Agbayani to opposite field, and that will end the inning. So an aggressive approach does not pay off in that situation for the Samoan squad, who have now stranded 4 runners on base in 2 innings, and we're still scoreless here in Devon Park as the U.S. Elite squad will get the bats back out once again. 4, 5, and 6 in the order coming up for the first time here today. It's the International Cup presented by Mercy. 1.5 innings have come and gone, and we are still scoreless here in Devon Park. It's the USA Softball International Cup presented by Mercy, and these 8 teams that are here in Oklahoma City looking for that gold here in the International Cup, and the only way to get it is be one of those first 2 teams out of your group. In the standings so far, we can see some storylines starting to emerge.
Yeah, we sure can. That's the A group up top, and then the B group down below. Japan and the national team are, the heavy favorites in this here, but this elite team has had something to say, but they got to get the bats going. They went 3 up, 3 down with 2 flyouts to center, and it's up to Sierra Sacco to see what she can do about it to start off the second.
Well, no doubt who is the favorite in Group B, the U.S. Women's National Team squad just putting the throttle down, 12-0, so that run differential obviously going to be a massive help if they end up suffering any losses, but I mean, you'd say that national teams would be pretty heavily favored in all 3 of its matchups, Australia, Canada, and China, the 3 group stage games. For the national team and for this elite squad, you had the win against Chinese Taipei yesterday, you've got American Samoa today, and then the real test, the hardest test of them all, and is absolutely going to be the Japan team tomorrow, ranked #1 in the world.
And how about Tavita speeding things up here? We saw her slow it down in that first inning, but now she's just going right at Sacco.
It's been very efficient as well. Able to work this count now to 3-2. Needed just 8 pitches to get through the first inning, and absolutely helping her own cause there with that. Just helped to speed that up and keep the national squad, the U.S. team, from getting any sort of momentum, waiting back on a ball that hung up in outer space, and a desperation flip to first is not in time. That should go down as an E4. Malau Ulu just took her eye off the ball, had it skip up, and had to try to improv that thing over to first base, and instead now it's the first base runner of the inning and of the game for the elite squad.
Getting the leadoff girl on there, Sacco making it to first after a full count, just competitive, and she has the speed to try to make a play in the infield.
Gabby Garcia now up, and she is ahead in the count, and got those corner infielders over at first base and third base that are both camping in, anticipating a bunt. We'll see if they are correct on their shift. Not so far, as that one just barely dusts the outside corner, and a 1-1 count. Starting very similarly to how yesterday's game started for the elite team. See if it can maybe get the bats going a little bit earlier. That one routinely hit out to left, and that won't help the cause here in the second, now 1 away. So Garcia not showing the bunt whatsoever, just letting her swing away, and now turn this thing on over for Reese Atwood to get an opportunity.
Sacco got on in that leadoff spot, and Reese Atwood is coming up. She's the catcher here today for USA Elite, and she has really been commanding behind the dish, a leader. See if she can do it at the plate.
Waits back on the changeup off the fist, out into the grass and down for a base hit. Not the prettiest swing from Atwood, but it is down either way, and it's the first hit of the day for the elite team, and now looks like Team USA threatening here in the second.
Atwood coming up to bat, knowing she has to do a job. First pitch, swings on it, doesn't hesitate, and moves some runners around.
Just has so much pure power that she can even get beat inside and jammed and still muscle a ball out of the infield. And now turn it on over to Bubba Nichols Camarena, earning the start here in this one. She did get an opportunity to hit yesterday. She was 1 for 1 and scored that game-tying run with 2 outs in the 7th. So see if she can come through here. She's been a part of international team play for Team USA since 2015, back with the Junior Women's World Championship, won a gold medal there, won a gold in 2017, won a gold medal in 22, 25, and won a silver medal with the Olympics team, and now sends a ground ball to the left side, and a no play once again. Ranging to her left, Malau Ulu just struggling to find that ball into the glove, and now the base is loaded for the elite team. some trouble on the American Samoa infields.
Yeah, Tessa's just kind of caught in no man's land right here. Has to go and make a play. Nobody's home to cover the first base bag. Not enough time to make the play at second. And now the bases are going to be loaded for Team USA.
And we talk about giving mistakes to certain teams, right? And this U.S. Elite team, with the talent that it has, though it didn't really put it together for a lot of the times through the lineup yesterday, you give this Elite team 1 or 2 free outs in an inning, and you're going to get yourself into a situation like this where you've got runners on every station and just one away, and it doesn't get any easier. You've got Bailey Klinger coming up. From there, you'll have Sydney McKinney in the top of this lineup, so prompting our first visit of this game right here from the pitching coach, Mike Roberts. Was a men's fast pitch legend.
Now batting the third baseman, number 5, Bailey Klingler.
So Mike Roberts saying his piece to Rita Tavita, and now Bailey Klingler with a chance to really make a statement. But she'll have to do so from behind in the count 0-1.
Klingler was 0-4 yesterday, bases loaded with 1 out, just free to swing away if she wants to. Anything in play is going to be good for USA Elite.
And the only thing that'd be bad is a hard ground ball up the middle for a double play or a strikeout, as that one popped into foul ground and out of play. And so now in that 0-2 hole, Klingler, a 2022 Pac-12 Player of the Year, spent 3 seasons at Washington, 2-time first-team All-American as well. Currently plays in 3 separate pro leagues, the AUSL with the Blaze, the LMS down in Mexico, as well as the JDL in Japan, and now able to rocket that one to left center field. Back it goes, and it's caught. Oh my goodness, they're hung up everywhere, and it looks like this may be a double play, and instead it's botched at third base. And going back to first safely as well. Well, that's a heck of a way for Team USA to get on the board first, as it's 1-0. Unless that runner at third base left early, a ball that off the bat I think everybody here thought was for sure getting down, and instead it just results in complete chaos.
Yeah, chaos indeed, just not very good on the bases at all. You can see Reese Atwood starts taking off. She thinks it's getting down like you said, Ryan, and it did not. It was hauled in. What a series of events.
Well, that could have been really, really bad, all things considered. Could have been at least 3 runs if that ball had gotten down. Also could have been a double play to end the inning had that ball been fielded cleanly over at third base. Seva Tese has had a tough time, as well as this whole infield for the Samoan team, of fielding these balls in cleanly. It's given quite a few free opportunities, and now that'll result in some more runs as it's driven out to left center field for a base hit, and here comes Reese Atwood running at the right time and scoring run number 2.
Sid the Kid with a powerful cut on that softball, drives it up to the shortstop side, gets right by her with no problem. Just going opposite side of the field. That was quick off the bat.
Well, you give extra outs, and the Elite squad making them pay. 2 runs on 3 hits here in the inning, and still more life as the top of the order up once again. Morgan Zirkle with 2 runners on. She waits back for it, lifts one out to center field, back toward the track, to the wall, the deceptive power, and it sneaks over the wall for a home run. 5 runs have scored now in the inning for the Elite squad.
And just some power hitting out of the veteran, Ryan. Had a home run and a double yesterday, and then sends one over the center field wall for another home run in this International Cup.
Morgan Zirkle cleans the table, doing some chores here in the second inning. And now it's fully clean. No one on, 5 runs in. Team USA in full command in the early stages against the American Samoa team. Rita Tavita still battling out there, coming up on pitch number 30, her second time through the lineup. And this is going to be an inning right here where if you are Coach Ricketts and you're the Samoan squad, this second inning is the one where you're going to be kicking yourself. You had the error at second base. You had nobody covering first on another ground ball. You had the chance to have Reese Atwood tied up between second and third. When she ran, when a ball that was caught, you could have gotten her back at second base, but you bobble that throw back in, unable to get the throw back to second in time. Just a lot of miscues from this Samoa team, and well, the U.S. Elite Squad led right there by that home run from Morgan Zirkle, taking full control and full advantage of the mistakes.
And if you remember yesterday, Ryan, it was these two right here, Jaquish and Zirkle, that hit the home runs to lead this thing off, wake everybody up, get people rolling. So they move them up in the lineup here in this one, in this game, and that's exactly what Zirkle does right there.
That's a good point as well, is you're changing of the construction of your lineup, right? I mean, you think about that, and it's really, really cool that you kind of swap it around, and yeah, so. Able to reach base safely there on a walk, and so now it continues on with our inning. Jaquish reaching, and now moving it over for Anna Gold. Gold right there in the heart of that lineup for good reason. She flew out to center field last time, and see if she can do more like what she did yesterday. Those 2 home runs, and it's really just been a power hitting bunch. I mean, not surprising, the eye-popping numbers that these ladies have all had in their softball careers, but you scored, of your 6 runs yesterday, all but 1 of them off of home runs, and then so far here today, you score 3 runs on a home run, so you put that all together, and of your 9 runs that you've scored, 6 of those runs have been off the home run.
Yeah, Anna had 10 total bases yesterday as well.
Looking to keep the inning alive, and another misplay at third, and we will continue with the bottom of inning number 2. Yet another misplay, this time in the hot corner. Sai Vaitase, and man, you know, when things aren't going well for you defensively, it feels like you just have a death beam glaring right down on you. You feel like the whole world is weighing on your shoulders, and that's kind of how this infield is playing right now. Playing very uptight, not very loose and free like they have throughout their careers, and that's led to a plethora of errors now. Sierra Sacco able to take advantage of one of those here in this exact inning, so the USA Elite Squad has fully batted around here in the second. 2 more runners on, and see if you can really put up a crooked number very early in this game.
At this point, Ryan, they're trying to do anything they can to just get off of the field. They have 2 outs. American Samoa just really needing to get back on offense.
Waits back on the change of speeds, lifts it out towards the gap, but the catch made to end the inning. Malau Ulu runs it down to stop the bleeding for American Samoa, but absolutely taking advantage of the mistakes, the Elite Squad. You have the 3-run home run from Morgan Zirkle, scoring 2 more runs in the process as well, and it's 5-0 USA here through 2. To the 3rd inning we go. It's the International Cup presented by Mercy. the United States Elite Squad taking control here in game number 2 of group play. You see the score right there. Actually should be 5-0, I believe, as you had the 3-run home run and there's 2 other runs that came into score as well. So there you go, 5-0 Women's Elite over American Samoa, and kind of following in the footsteps of the national team yesterday, who won big in its first game, 12-0. It scored 4 runs in the first inning. These runs didn't exactly come in inning number 1, but they came in inning number 2, and so now you've got a big lead to work with. But absolutely cannot let the foot off the gas. We've got an extra hydration break here today. Makes sense with the absolute blistering heat that we have, and a tournament that is finally back for the first time in 7 years. Formerly known as the World Cup of Softball back until 2018, changed it to this International Cup in 2019. Then we have a 7-year break from 2019's tournament until this year. It's the first time in 9 years that it's been back in Oklahoma City as well. You've had all those different countries that have been in it. We've got some as well here in this field, including one on the field here today in this very game that are in their first ever appearance in this International Cup, the American Samoa team. You've got the USA Elite Squad, one of several different variants that we have seen as a quote-unquote team number 2 for this overall International Cup. We've seen a second USA team in the form of several different things. We've had a U.S. Elite team like this one here. We've had a U.S. U19 team. We've had a U.S. Futures team, a U.S. Juniors team. The U.S. Elite team makes the most sense right now, considering you're trying to ramp up for Olympic play here in 2 years. You want to give your best of the best as many looks as they can get in international play right now. Give them chances in what has been the largest plethora of talent in U.S. softball history. Give your best players as many opportunities to go out and have success at an international stage.
Yeah, and you're seeing that right now. I mean, up and down the lineup, Team USA Elite has proved that they can hang with just about anybody. That pitching rotation is very strong. That is what we knew coming into it. But some of the bats have been getting hot at times too, just showing some real power at the plate.
So now finally able to head back out there to the field, and the Elite Squad here today wearing those orange jerseys. We talked about it at the very beginning of our broadcast, but I'll mention it again now if you're just now joining us. The orange jerseys really there to signify the awareness to pediatric cancer. It is Cancer Awareness Day here at Devon Park, and so you see the Elite team wearing the orange jerseys, and you will see the women's national team for the United States later tonight after this game wearing pink jerseys in honor of breast cancer awareness. And if you missed out right before the game, we actually had a first pitch from Bailey Klingler's mother, Tracy Klingler, who is a survivor of breast cancer, so a pretty cool moment there. And a nice cause for this game here today, so that is why the orange jerseys are being worn, for good reason. And Nyjah Kennedy wearing that jersey herself out there for her 3rd inning of work, and so far you've had 2 very different looks of innings, but it's gotten the job done, and now here we are looking back to see if she can get 3 more outs and continue this lead up to where it is and give the bats one more chance, or another chance, I should say, to add more runs on without giving up any in return.
And in that 2nd inning, Ryan, what's interesting is she did the opposite of what she did in the 1st inning early on. She got 2 outs early as opposed to the 2 walks, but just wasn't able to seal the deal immediately. Gave up 2 singles after that, and then eventually got that fly out to left. But you'd like to see her come out here in this 3rd inning and just really go at these batters and get out of here in a hurry.
So Matalasi Fa'apito is in now, and she earned the start in the 2nd spot in the lineup. We initially thought, and it was even written down in the lineup card, that it was set to be Kiara Sells. Well, instead, you get a late change to that lineup, and so here at the 2 spot, instead, Fa'apito from California. Played at New Mexico State, and then 3 years at Mississippi State. Again, there's that pipeline for you from the Mississippi State team to the American Samoa team, and Nyjah able to find the zone for the first time here in this inning. And it makes sense that Matalasi Fa'apito would be a member of this team, considering she has been very outspoken. She dribbles one right back to the circle and will be out number 1. Nyjah Kennedy with some PFP practice to lead off the top of the 3rd. But Matalasi Fa'apito, who is just that first out of the inning, she's traveled back to American Samoa, that grouping of islands over near Hawaii, several times actually, to donate softball equipment, conduct free youth clinics, and she's been very outspoken into wanting to be a role model for Samoan children in American Samoa and around the world. So cool to see her get to start here today. She was out number 1 in first pitch swinging. Aikipo, gonna be a tough play, and does find some grass down there in the foul territory to the left side, so it'll be an 0-1 count. Really tried to get a go for it there. Sacco just couldn't quite get there in time.
Yeah, she was digging, hit the slide too, tried her best to get there. And Ryan, I'm not sure if you saw it during that hydration break. Did you notice the differential between how many red apples and green apples the Team USA was picking?
That is only something that you, my friend Mason Humpner, would notice. Fill us in. Here's the 0-1, by the way, and another one zipped toward that left side. Iakipo way out in front.
They must have had fresh-cut Granny Smiths down there in that green bowl. I mean, nobody was picking those red apples. It was all green apples down there. Staying hydrated. I mean, it's hot, Ryan. We've been talking about it all day. It's 103, as it says on my Dell laptop right here, but it feels a lot hotter than that.
Yes, it does. There's a lot of pickle juice right now.
Oh, yeah.
Eat some bananas.
Yeah.
Obviously, drink some
stay
water.
Fresh.
Iakipo, they slow it down again naturally after she's been so far out in front, and Nyjah thought she had strike 3 there, but she'll have to work a little bit more for that second out.
That she will. Still ahead in this count, 1-2, and, you know, just a good look at what she started to do in that second inning before they started making bat-to-ball contact.
Goes back to the changeup again, and this time you can't deny that it's a strike, and going down on a backwards K, Iakopo is out number 2.
Let's take a look at that pitch. Just didn't even think about it. A little check swing maybe, but that thing was over before she knew it.
Yeah, Nyjah kind of knew that she had her right there in that at-bat with how out in front she was those first 2 swings. Kaylee Cuico down in the count as well. You saw there on your screen a moment ago, Keilani Ricketts was up and warming in that bullpen at least a little bit. She's behind the fence. She's not actually in the bullpen right now. She'd be your lefty option, who is the sister of Samantha Ricketts, the national team coach for American Samoa. May just be one of those where you put her in at some point in this game just based off principle and because it creates a good storyline. If they care about our broadcast, they'll put her in because of the stories that it creates.
I mean, we talked about that towards the beginning of this broadcast. That's what you pay to see right there. I mean, just that international connection in between this world of softball would be really cool to see.
Cuico able to lay off of that one, and see that pitch count for Nyjah up at 50. The furthest you've seen a pitcher go so far here in this tournament for the elite squad. We had Megan Faremo get the start yesterday, and she went up into the mid-60s before she was taken out. There's that rise ball. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Best of luck to Cuico in the box right now, but it makes sense. I mean, if you're going to have somebody go up there and try to get that goose egg off the board, it's going to be her. She had 46 career home runs, which is the second most in Oregon history, played back in the day at Oregon from 2011 to 2014.
Well, she just barely got a piece of that one there to keep the at-bat alive, and she doubled up on the rise ball.
Yeah, just going back to it. I mean,
you know what they call,
you know that's the closer.
The type of pitcher that they would call Nyjah with the speed him up, slow him down, rocking chair. Get him in the rocking chair.
Get him in the rocking chair.
Rock him back and forth.
Man, I asked for a rocking chair one time for Christmas from Cracker Barrel. You know, like the classic wood ones. Yeah. But it fell through. It fell through. Yeah.
You're an old soul, Mason Humpner.
Well,
it's the little things in life.
We got a full count here with 2 outs. This is exciting softball right here.
Nyjah looking to get the sword through the inning, and she instead loses the at-bat, and a runner on base now for the Samoans. Great at-bat there from Cuico, by the way.
It really was. That veteran leadership out of her, just a good eye, good fight all the way to the end, ends up on first base, and that'll bring up Charity.
Charity Sevaidasi is up now, and she played at Oregon State and Washington. There's a first pitch strike from Kennedy, and right when she released that pitch, it looked like it didn't go where she wanted it to go, but she still found the zone anyway.
And that's just how good she is. I mean, even her mistakes end up working out for her. Really impressive stuff here. And that's what you like to see as we creep toward Olympic time.
Odyssey went down on strikes the first time, one of 3 strikeouts so far for Kennedy. Two hits so far for the Samoan squad, and they both came back-to-back in the second. They've stranded 4 runners on base. Well, that thing was close as can be on the low and inside corner.
Yeah, you'd like to get that call there, especially when you get those 2 quick outs, just trying to get off of this hot field right now. Defense is playing hard behind you, but doesn't get the call she wants.
Back to the well for Kennedy on the 2-1, and a swing and a miss brings us to 2-2. This next one will be her 60th pitch. Wouldn't be surprised to see this as the final inning for Nyjah Kennedy here in Game 2. See if she can at least end this inning on a high note. Now Charity's got something to say about that, not going down easy. Nyjah looking for that strikeout. Would be her 4th. Can't get it instead. A roller to the left side, and it ends the inning with a flip to second base. And Nyjah Kennedy has thrown 3 scoreless innings here for the Elite squad. A nice 6-4 putout takes us on to the bottom of inning number 3. And it's the Elite team offense that'll go back to work. We've seen the changeup from Nyjah. We've seen the rise ball from Nyjah. We've seen her spot corners. We've seen her dominate in pretty much all way, shape, and fashion. And so now we head to the bottom of 3, and it will be Garcia, Atwood, and Nichols when we come back for the Elite team. It is International Cup action presented by Mercy.
Live for the bases loaded, for the full counts.
You got this.
Live for the away games, for the strikeouts. Live for the high fives, the pop flies, and the moonshots.
That's my girl.
There's my slugger.
Live for the big moments and the little ones. Live the game like never before.
I am a place that's built on tradition, but thrives on momentum, where solid roots keep me grounded and big ideas push me higher, where the streets hum with energy, culture sparks connection, and we celebrate every win together. From the bright lights to the colorful walls, from the sound of progress to the quiet of wide open spaces. I am a place that finds its way into your spirit, your stories, your heart. They call me Oklahoma City, and I've saved you a front row seat.
Samoa, number 19, Ayla Tua.
So 2 innings of work, and that is all for Rita Tavita. We have a new pitcher in for American Samoa. We'll introduce you to her as we continue on with play here in the International Cup presented by Mercy. And it's been all U.S. Elite thanks to that cataclysmic second inning, if you want to call it that. A lot of mistakes from the Samoa team and a lot of taking advantage for this team for the Elite squad. Ayla Tua is our new pitcher now, coming on out of the bullpen, a right-hander from in the state of California. And she is one of those 3, Mason, that we talked about before this game that not only are they college athletes, but they actually are not even technically college athletes yet. She is an incoming freshman at LSU. She'll be in the SEC, but she still most recently has played high school and club softball. She has not even played college ball yet.
Yeah, isn't that incredible, playing international ball before you play college ball? That's something really impressive. She's got a fastball, she's got a changeup, and she's got a breaking ball coming to you. Her success comes from attacking hitters rather than nibbling at corners. So she's going to go right at you, and Gabby Garcia is going to be the first to see her out of the right hand.
Well, I think Gabby Garcia would welcome that type of mentality. Two-time All-American, everyday shortstop for Oklahoma. And there she is going after her and spotting that one down and away. So Ayla Tua, she was ranked as the #1 overall recruit in the country in 2026 by Max Preps. Had an 0.34 ERA with 120 strikeouts in her senior season over in California. Was a two-way player, just like most are throughout high school. You see a lot of them specialize from there. Not many that continue to be two-way players into college, although there are some, and there's some that are even on this elite team. Nyjah Kennedy, one of those, who has become a prolific two-way player. Ayla Tua, she batted .667 with 17 home runs in that same senior season. Facing Gabby Garcia. And now falling behind in the count.
Yeah, that one's off the mark right there, Ryan, but you can just see she's going right at Abby, trying to just bring the heat and go at her. She's not going to change that approach. Very fearless young pitcher.
See where she goes with the 2-1. Able to get a foul ball and run the count even. Garcia yesterday going 1 for 3. So far today 0 for 1, so 1 for 4 here in this cup. Oh, a nice looking backdoor breaking pitch that didn't quite bust down the door, and so now a full count. Gabby Garcia was also actually a 2-time state champion javelin thrower in high school, Mason. Isn't that something?
That is. That's really impressive.
You don't hear a lot of javelin throwers out and about.
No, just an athlete.
Gabby Garcia throwing that one into the gap, and down it'll go. She rounds first, aggressively in for second, and slides in head first with a leadoff double.
Speaking of athleticism, I don't know what throwing a javelin has to do with that right there, but slides in quick after a hard hit ball into left field for the double.
Opposite field power, able to leak that one up over the outstretched glove of Agbayani. One Oklahoma product over the head of another. Those two talking to each other right now, actually, over there at shortstop and second base. They overlapped for a year at OU, so they were college teammates.
Now Kendall Wells is going to come in here for Reese Atwood with a runner in scoring position.
So yet another OU product. She got to pinch hit yesterday.
Yes, she did, and that was actually for Gabby Garcia, who's standing on second right now. Got intentionally walked.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that Kendall Wells was pretty bored with her outcome yesterday. She got the standing ovation from the Oklahoma supporters here today, and they got to watch as she was given the VIP treatment. They rolled out the red carpet for her to walk to first, and looks like they'll pitch to her this time. SEC all-time single-season home run record holder with 39 in her freshman season. One of the best freshman years of all time. Standing in a dangerous count, 2-0. This is a batter for Ayla Tua that very well could turn into a welcome to the big leagues kind of moment. And pitching around her now, it's 3-0. Has not found the zone yet. Kendall Wells, the NFCA Freshman of the Year this year for good reason. Catcher of the Year as well, which is named the Johnny Bench Award. She's the first ever freshman recipient of that award. a laundry list of accolades and still a lot more in this career of Kendall Wells, and she basically takes an intentional walk.
Yeah, you had a matchup right there of young on young. You got a kid in the circle that's not even in college yet, and somebody that just wrapped up one of the best freshman years ever in Kendall Wells. She ends up making it to first base, and now we're going to have a conversation in the circle.
Yeah, Mike Roberts back out there once again, a native of New Zealand, and he, as I mentioned, a men's fast pitch legend for the Samoan national team. 13 separate ISC World Cup tournaments that he appeared in. As of right now, he is an associate head coach and pitching coach at Wisconsin. He's had stops at Virginia, Oregon, Washington, Green Bay, and Buffalo. So he certainly has been around the block, has a lot of knowledge to give to this national team for American Samoa. Some others on that staff, by the way, from Samantha Ricketts. You've got Fale Steele, who is a member of Patty Gasso's staff at OU right now. You also have Paralini Bush, who played for Mike Candrea, debatably the best softball coach of all time, although I think the lady down there in the white cap and the blue polo would have something to say about that. Patty Gasso, the women's national team coach for Team USA. Her and Mike Candrea, I think you could pretty clearly say number 1 and number 2 all-time softball coaches. And Paralini Bush, one of the assistants, the final assistant for that American Samoa squad, played for Mike Candrea at Arizona, and now kind of serves as a specialist, does more player development and camps and analytic type of stuff. So very, very knowledgeable man. Bubba Nichols Camarena now back up and takes the first pitch for a ball. So now 5 straight outside of the zone for the youngster. I mean, this really is a tough spot, Mason, to come in and make your first ever appearance in an American Samoa jersey.
Yeah, no kidding. The inning before this one, we batted all the way through the lineup. All 9 got to bat in that inning before. There were 3 singles, an error in the infield, and a home run hit in that last inning. So to be thrown in when USA Elite is red hot, up 5-0, it's really going to be a big moment for her.
Off the fist, a jam shot that gets down in center field, and they have nowhere to go with the ball as bases are loaded once again for the Elite squad.
And the
Bubba Nichols finds some grass.
The hits just keep on coming here for the USA Elite team. Something that we didn't see as much of yesterday, and honestly at the beginning of this game as well, going 3 up, 3 down. But since then, the bats have been hot. 6 hits so far for the USA Elite team.
No outs on the board. Ayla Tua facing Klingler, who had bases loaded last time. Actually, they'll have a pinch hitter coming on here. Alina Garcia will hit in place of Bailey Klingler.
Number 2, Alina Garcia.
Alina Garcia starting yesterday at shortstop. She was replaced for Anna Gold, who obviously slugged her way into the lineup here today. So Garcia getting a really big chance to add what could be another major punch to this American Samoa team. Looking for her first hit of this International Cup. One of those active college athletes on this team, 2 years into her career at UCLA. This is her debut event with Team USA. She's in a hitter-friendly count, 2-1. Go ahead, Mason.
Alina Garcia in that same class as Kendall Wells, that 29 class, heading into their sophomore year, just showing that young potential on the diamond.
2-1 and a base hit into left center field. It rolls all the way to the wall, and this may clear them. 2 runs will score. They wave around the 3rd run. The relay is cut off, and Alina Garcia with a major punch.
Forget potential. That is production right there. Alina Garcia just roping one through the left side of the infield, sliding into second, looking cool doing it. That's a double right there, and it'll be 8-0 USA.
Well, how about your first international hit being a bases-clearing 3 RBI double? And just like that, it is 8-0. And the infield in a bit of a disadvantageous position where you know that you have to try to get that out at home, right? So you're having the defense camped in, which creates more holes, more angles for the ball to find its way through, and just able to power that thing on a rope. It's like a string pulled it all the way to the wall, that blue padded wall out there in the outfield. And all 3 of those runners coming on in to score, and so now a runner still at second base. 8-0 for Sydney McKinney, and there's still, by the way, nobody out.
Yeah, and here comes Sid the Kid, who had a RBI single back in the second, just an inning prior. And man, now look at this. Look at what USA has done right here. Just given opportunities.
Yeah, this has turned into a welcome to the big leagues moment for Ayla Tua, without a doubt. And a 2-0 count. There is some action out there in the pen for American Samoa.
Yeah, you just got to remember that Tua in the circle has not even played in a collegiate game yet. All experience has been high school prior to this.
2-0 down and inside, and they'll appeal down to third. No swing coming from Chris Hartley, our third base umpire. So it looks like the arm getting loose down there for the Samoan squad is actually one of the ones they brought into the lineup batting second, that being Madalasi Fa'apito. She is out there warming up, wearing number 35 here today. 3-0 to McKinney, and there's a strike.
Yeah, I had to paint that corner. I mean, it's not as, dominant going right at you after giving up 3 hits and 2 walks. But
so
she finds a way right there.
The elite team has scored 8 runs, has brought 13 batters to the plate over the last 2 innings, and there still are no outs in this one. That's really just over its last 3 outs.
Yeah.
8 runs, 13 batters, now 14.
Yeah, red hot USA Elite. They struggled to be consistent at the plate yesterday. Had a lot of home runs, 3 of them. But it's really cool to see them be able to come out here and just consistently put the barrel to the ball there.
So a full count to McKinney. Tua looking for her first out. And she'll find it. Going backdoor, and McKinney watches it go by and rung up on strikes. That's the first one. Definitely borderline.
Yeah, let's
see it
take a
again
look
right
at
here.
that.
Right there on the corner, kind of across the body. And they'd say that if you were using pitcher terminology, you'd say that one maybe went into the river. That's the spot between the ending of home plate and the chalk of the batter's box. That's your river right there. Definitely more in the river than over the plate, but getting that first out, and now the top of the lineup again. And we've got to repeat what Morgan Zirkle did. 3-run home run an inning ago. She has 2 homers here in this event. 5 runs batted in as well between the 2 games, and swinging away there on a 1-0.
And how about Iakopo behind the dish for American Samoa here, just doing everything she can to help out this young arm in the circle. Nice frame to pick up that last out, and like you said, Ryan, this is a scary bat to be going up against.
West Virginia through and through. That's Morgan Zirkle. That one's down and outside. Morgan Zirkle grew up in West Virginia, in Milton. Only offer was from Marshall in West Virginia. Played 4 years there. Went down as the best player in Marshall softball history, and then got the job as the head coach of Marshall a couple of years ago, and that's her current title. And now terrorizing pitching and international play here in this 2026 International Cup.
Yeah, what a cup she's having so far. Even as a coach to come out here, that's amazing. Just leading off as the leadoff here for USA Elite after a great day yesterday.
Tua goes back to the well and missed that one down, so another full count here. Almost 30 pitches into the inning for the upcoming freshman at LSU. Morgan Zirkle swinging it from the left side. She actually didn't learn how to do that until her junior year of high school, believe it or not. She was a righty up until then, and I think she's found her power swing with that left-handed side, as she just about hit one out that time, just hooked it a little bit out of the box. Also a member of the AUSL Player Executive Committee. So, I mean, just a lot of respect all around for Morgan Zirkle in this softball world. And she just chops one over the middle of the infield, a slow tapper with no play made in time, and an infield single for Zirkle. Kind of a Baltimore chop that time over to second base, and Maluulu, who has had a rough game, tried her best, and there's just maybe a handful of defenders in the world that could make that play. That thing would have needed immediate glove to hand or maybe even just a bare hand. And so now instead you've got runners on the corners and one out, and it looks like that will be it for the youngster who definitely did have a rough outing. Ayla Tua coming out after 3 runs have scored for Team USA. Elite here in the inning. It was a bases clearing double for Alina Garcia. And now we'll see Savannah Jaquish with 2 runners on and still just 1 away. The Elite squad putting up crazy numbers here in Game 2. It's the International Cup presented by Mercy. So another new arm for American Samoa, this time going with Kiana Pua. Spent 2 years at Hawaii, 1 year at Fresno State, and most recently at San Diego State, and she is playing damage control here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Yes, only 3 innings into a ball game that started an hour and a half ago, and it's largely because of what we have seen from this U.S. Elite offense, Mason.
Yeah, it really is. Just everybody getting involved. We're approaching 3 batters away from going completely into the lineup again. Only 1 out here, so very likely that will happen just like it did in the 2nd inning.
Looks like an intentional run down here, and they throw it over to 3rd base, but it doesn't roll far enough away for that runner to come score. Nice little 1st and 3rd action right there put on by Patty Gasso. Basically, the plan there was to intentionally get into a rundown between 1st and 2nd and steal a run there at 3rd base, just put pressure on that American Samoa infield, but instead you move that runner up 60 feet and force this do-or-die situation for American Samoa. And now Savannah Jaquish with plenty of opportunity to bring in at least 1 run. A lot of things you could do right here. So far here in the ballgame is 0 for 1. She did walk in the 2nd, and this is her 3rd at-bat here in 3 innings. Jaquish, really gutsy take there in an 0-2 count. It pays off, and now 1 and 2.
Brian, I'll tell you, I really like that call to steal. Obviously, the 1st and 3rd, those are pretty common, but to do it after the pitching change when everybody is kind of lackadaisical in getting back into the action of the game, really good play call there by USA Elite.
It's an aggressive call, right? I mean, that's absolutely without a doubt. It's an aggressive call, and it's basically kind of sending a statement saying, "Hey, look, we're gonna take every run that we can from you."
Yeah. I mean, with this heat too, if you can get a run rule into play, that's gonna be handy.
Jaquish goes down watching strikes this time, so a nice appearance here so far from Kiana Pua, getting the backwards K, and I think that Jaquish may have disagreed with that strike 3 just a bit. Elevated that one up near the top of the zone, and Jaquish didn't like it, but it is out number 2, and on a gold now up. Swings first pitch, a little flare to second base, and it ends the inning, hauled in by Malauulu. And so 3 runs do score, but Kiana Pua does a good job of keeping this thing at just 8 for the Elite squad. It's a massive lead so far for the red, white, and blue. And we've got the 4th inning coming up here in the International Cup, presented by Mercy. So Nyjah Kennedy's day is done. She gives 3 scoreless innings to the women's elite side, who leads it 8-0 through 3. And with the top of the 4th coming up, they'll turn it on over to the 2-time Women's College World Series national champion, that being Tegan Cavan out of Texas. And the career that she has had is just absolutely outrageous so far through just 3 years. Tegan Cavan with a chance to go down as one of the very best pitchers in the college game from a accolades and achievements and just pure winning standpoint. She'll be a senior at Texas this year. She's got a rise ball, a changeup, and a drop ball, Mason, that's going to make it tough for this American Samoa team to get to go through her this first time.
Yeah, I mean, they have just seen the gauntlet of pitchers here today, and this is a young American Samoa team that hasn't been able to do much against it. They're going to get the opportunity to see what they can do, but it's really just important for this American Samoa team to even be playing in these international games, still trying to find out their identity, who they are as an international team. So to even be able to play against this caliber of talent this week is really a big win for them.
So starting it off, Tessa Malauulu swings first pitch and just barely missed the third base bag. Kicked some dust up just a bit towards the chalk line, so nearly starting off the inning with extra bases, but instead an 0-1 count. Tegan Cavan, her career accolades are impressive. 120 appearances, 566 innings. She has a 76-14 record, and she has struck out 625 batters. And getting pretty far ahead of this at-bat here as well. A 2.24 career ERA. 3-0 in her career in Women's College World Series finals games. So she knows how to win the big ones. And that's why I think Tegan Cavan's going to have a really interesting argument to make here in a couple of years for potentially making that U.S. Women's National Team squad. And for now, she'll clean it up here with the first batter that she faces, a 1-3 putout.
Yeah, just doing it herself right there. Staying calm, keeping composure, making a play.
From West Des Moines, Iowa, going all the way from up there in the middle of farm country and dairy country. Trust me, I know, I'm from up there myself. Going down to Austin, Texas, it may seem like just a pure coincidence, but hardly anything is in this sport. Is not a coincidence either, as that ball staying fair, and Talai Taina rounding first and digging into second base with a stand-up one-out double. 4th hit of the day for the American Samoan squad. And a good swing on the first pitch, attacking Talai Taina, gets her first hit of the game.
Yeah, that's going to be a stand-up double, just hit really hard into that corner left field. We saw a good play made out there yesterday just to slide and be able to stop it from being extra bases, but that one just hit too hard to be able to make the same play today.
So the first base runner that American Samoa has had here in what feels like an hour. I mean, it obviously hasn't been that long. They had a walk from Kaylee Quico back in the third inning, but with how long the innings have been for the U.S. Elite offense, right, that the bats for the American Samoa team have kind of been put on ice here in this game. And it's been some quick innings, sure, but it's really been mostly just the drawn-out long half innings from this Elite offense. And so a good swing right there from Talataina to give you a runner in scoring position, and now she'll be pinch run for, and we'll see if the Samoan squad can score its first run here in this Cup.
Ryan, you make a great point about the USA Elite offense just taking their time in the box. We've seen 17 batters from USA Elite within the past 2 innings. Just really incredible, the at-bats that they've been able to put up in this game.
Kira Karan will have that chance to drive home the runner. Braisley Rosa is running after that double. Again, facing Tegan Kavan. Here's 1-0 pitch into the dirt.
Kiran, the designated player, had a single back in the second. Now with a runner in scoring position, it's going to take a lot more than just 1 RBI, but anything is going to help in this moment.
Also worth noting, Kendall Wells has the catcher's gear on for Reese Atwood, and chasing after that rise ball there, making it 2-1. So you've got plenty of options behind the dish if you're the Elite squad. 3 separate options, and you've used all 3 of them so far in a game and some change, I should say.
Yeah, a bunch of different looks. It started with Atwood back there in this game, and then, like you said, Wells comes in to hit. They just go ahead and plug her in. But I was really impressed with Atwood. She had a lot of command, a lot of bark behind the plate, and I think it really helps out some of these younger players on this USA Elite team.
3-1 to Curran is in for a strike. Well, there's a reason why Reese Atwood was the National Player of the Year 2 years ago. I mean, she has the savviness that will carry her through at this next level incredibly well. She's ready for that.
Yeah, she is just a catcher. I mean, you know, you look at somebody, yeah, they're a quarterback. Yeah, well, she's a catcher. No doubt about that. She's got that mentality.
Payoff pitch from Kavan, and we'll do it again. So I mentioned her going from West Des Moines, Iowa down to Austin, Texas, a connection that wasn't just happenstance. It really started with her former pitching coach growing up, Bill Hillhouse, a incredibly accomplished pitching coach in the softball circuit. He actually was teammates with Mike White for Team USA men's fast pitch. A connection that grew there led to a friendship and led to a recommendation. 3-2. That one squibbed out to the left side of the infield and caught over at third base, and now 2 away. So you have a situation with Tegan Kavan, the friendship from Bill Hillhouse and Mike White. Bill coaching Tegan Kavan into the player that she is today. Bill Hillhouse, he actually passed away with pancreatic cancer on March 21st. Very fitting that today is Cancer Awareness Day. You've got Team USA Elite Squad wearing the orange jerseys for pediatric cancer. The women's national team will wear the pink jerseys later tonight for breast cancer awareness. But Bill Hillhouse, very impactful in Tegan Kavan's life. She actually wore a quote on her glove in the Women's College World Series, said, "Got your back." Just helped her to keep him with her, basically. And she even said, after they won that title this most recent season, their back-to-back championships, she said that that title belonged to Bill as well. And Bill Hillhouse, a reason why Tegan Kavan ended up at Texas and why she has become one of the best pitchers in the game today. An 0-2 count for Kavan, looking to win the inning, and Malau Ulu able to fight that one off.
Something interesting here, Tegan is doing really well at getting ahead in counts, especially to Chloe here, who has a single earlier in this game. And that was kind of giving Kennedy some trouble with how leaned over and how close she is to the plate. But she hasn't had a problem with it. She fouls one back to stay alive.
Oh, man, thought she might have had strike 3 there. Looked pretty close. Right there on the borderline. No dice.
Yeah, nothing doing right there, and that might be some of that deception of her being right up on that plate.
Kavan looking to keep the Samoans scoreless. And a ball that's sent out to right field, and it looks like they'll score that first run. They cut it off, and an RBI single from Chloe Malau-Ulu. And American Samoa is on the board here in the fourth. First run that they've ever scored here in the International Cup in national team history.
And it's thanks to the 9-hole. Chloe gets her second hit of the day, this one being an RBI, but just commanding, you know, where she's going to get pitched to in that strike zone due to her positioning. And got exactly what she wanted right there. Puts up a run for America Samoa.
Scoring a run off of Tegan Kavan. And now the top of the order up, Alana Agbayani. Her third time. Just powering that thing in there is Kavan. And the way that she really goes about finding her outs, it's pitch sequencing, but it's also pitch tunneling, which is basically where you have two pitches that have very different life to them that you release from the same spot. She tunnels that rise ball and drop ball together so well. It's virtually the same release point. You almost have to guess. There's that rise ball you see there, trying to see if she could get that chase. Climbing up the ladder, she's gotten a lot of those. I mentioned the 625 strikeouts that she's had in her college career in 3 years. Obviously has gotten a lot of success from that rise ball. Again, she thanks Bill Hillhouse for helping develop that rise ball. She talked about all the nights just being in tears of the hard work it's been to try to command that pitch. Going to drop ball that time and rolled over for another foul ball. But these girls, whether it be with the U.S. Elite Team, Mason, whether it be with this American Samoa squad, whether it be with any of the other 6 teams that are here, I mean, you can't discount the amount of blood, sweat, tears, hours, you know, months, years, decades that they have committed to this sport. I mean, they have given everything to play this sport, and so it means the world for these players to get to play on this stage.
It really does. I mean, it means everything, and just a lot of these girls, too, staying in the game. I mean, we got coaches out here that are coaching at either colleges or things of that nature, and they're playing in this tournament. It's really impressive from all these countries, and it's awesome to see this game grow.
2-2, trying to climb the ladder again, but it's been a smaller zone for Kavan here in the fourth, and so a full count with 2 away. Tegan Kavan, one of the few making her U.S. debut in this event, looking to get out of her first inning of international work. That one just flared to right field, and this inning will continue. First to third goes Malau-Ulu, and some more 2-out magic for American Samoa.
Kennedy and Tegan here just struggling to get off of the field at times, especially with 2 outs. It was inside, but she got her hands around quick to drop it behind first base, and first to third using the wheels as Chloe and getting into scoring position.
So now Jen Rocha comes out for a visit. They'll have the infield go over and talk with Coach Patty Gasso beyond that first baseline, and Jen Rocha, the pitching coach at Oklahoma, talking with Tegan Kavan. Kendall Wells goes out there as well. She's used to hearing what Jen Rocha has to say. Able to get those first 2 outs pretty quickly, Mason, and then this last out has been a little evasive. You had the single from Malau-Ulu and now the single from Agbayani back-to-back. 2 long at-bats and really showing some fight here in their second ever game in the Cup.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest knock of the game so far from USA Elite, just not being able to fully get off the field and shut the door of these innings. Yesterday, it was probably the consistency of the bats that was a big question mark, but clearly today they have proven that is not much of an issue. So looking forward to tomorrow at 7 p.m. when this USA Elite team is going to be playing. It's going to be very interesting to see, you know, now can they take both of these positives and try to get rid of some of these negatives of not being able to get off the field and not being able to get the bats hot like they did in the first game. Can they put those to the side and really just become the best team that they can be in this tournament?
Jen Rocha walking back to the dugout. She actually, when we talk about this being Cancer Awareness Day, Jen Rocha was diagnosed with cervical cancer during this past season, and she announced that she was cancer-free back in March. So love to hear that from Jen Rocha and the journey that she went through to getting back out there onto the field, coaching the Oklahoma Sooners, and now the national team. The journey that they all go through. Everyone is different. That's rolled over for a foul ball, 1-1. Runners on the corners, and American Samoa with a pair of hits here in the inning. Just refusing to make this thing easy for the elite team.
Not going away, not going down without a fight. You're exactly right, Ryan.
Infield slightly shifted to the left for Fa'apito, who takes a strike. Sixth batter of the inning to come up. It is the longest inning that the American Samoa team has had at the plate.
And a wide stance here.
And just swings like that have been what's kept this inning alive. You get into a 2-strike count, and Kavan aggressively attacking the zone, and instead of swinging over the top, swinging underneath, the rise ball, the drop ball, taking it, they're fouling these pitches off, waiting for one that they're ready for, and they're making them pay for it. So really good approach from the Samoan team here, and again, you see that foul ball resulting in another ball thrown, and even more pitches thrown by Kavan here in the inning.
You know, they're not killing the ball when they make contact with it, but just being able to foul those off, and there she goes.
Runner takes off on the intentional run down. They decide to stay put at third, so it looked like a first and third scenario that just kind of unwilling to run over there at third. Malau Ulu didn't really do her into the deal by running. Because you get the throw down that you wanted from Wells, and that's when she should have taken off.
Yeah, she jumps back, just goes the opposite direction with that first instinct, and then she just kind of understands, oh man, I'm already dead to rights if I take off now.
Well, that runner at first on the move on the payoff pitch, and that one skied out to right field, hit well to the wall, and this is going to score some more runs. Two of them will score with the 2-out motion, and American Samoa has opened up the can here in the fourth.
Yeah, they sure have. Heard what I said about power and told me to shove it. Makes it all the way to second base on a very hard hit ball to right. Hits a celebration afterwards as well.
First hit of the Invitational for Madalasi Fa'apito, and just straightaway right field, scoring 2 runs, and Tegan Kavan having some trouble getting that third out.
And you got to wonder with McKinney in right field if that was a sun issue. It doesn't look like she has any shades on, and just didn't really make the best approach on it, best read on the ball off of the bat, and was late to the party. It was a hard hit ball, but didn't make it in time.
Some action now in the elite bullpen. We may get the storyline that we want here, Mason. It's Kehlani Ricketts warming up.
That's what we like to see. You got Kiara Sells coming into the game to run as well over at second. Some substitutions. Things are about to get funky, Ryan.
We've got a very established bat coming up now, Mary Iacopo. She's had a very quiet day, a sac fly. They moved a runner over, a sacrifice bunt, I should say, and she'll end the inning here. First pitch swinging, a ground ball to shortstop ends it, but 3 runs scoring for American Samoa on 3 2-out hits here in the inning, and able to take advantage of Tegan Kavan and give some life to the Samoans here in day 2 of group play. So it's 8-3, United States Elite looking to get back to the bats here again in the bottom of inning number 4. It's International Cup action presented by Mercy. American Samoa finally letting the bats warm up. Well, naturally it should happen on a day like today. Everyone trying to stay warm. 104 degrees, so you don't judge if you see anyone wearing that big bucket hat. Everyone's staying in the shade, avoiding that 100 section where I would imagine that those metal bleachers feel a little bit like molten lava right now. Ryan Breeden and Mason Humphrey here with you guys in Devon Park, and it's 8-3 U.S. Elite. But the Samoans getting on the board here in that last half inning with a 3 spot. And this has been a game where you've had to work for every single out. These teams have been tough in the box, and it's been creating some pretty long half innings, Mason.
Yeah, it really has. Just going right at the pitcher here, not afraid to foul one off, throw the barrel at it, and try to stay alive. Both teams with the same approach, and it's resulted in an 8-3 ball game. A really nice half inning there, bottom of the inning by America Samoa, being able to put up some runs.
Sierra Sacco leading off here in this bottom of inning number 4. Facing Kiana Pua, who came in and really did a good job of keeping the U.S. Elite squad at bay. After 3 runs had scored there in that inning, it was a bases clearing double from Alina Garcia to score 3 runs. They take out the youngster Tua and go to Pua instead. And I guess P's are better than T's today, but not this time as a ground ball, slow roller to the right side, gets past the outstretched glove and through for a base hit.
Sacco just really pleased with that at bat. Makes it to first, and just all smiles over there, having fun. She was the last batter to not be batted all the way through the lineup. We were 1 shy, but reached on air before that and picks up a single right there to lead things off for Team USA.
And that is Sierra Sacco Ferry's first hit of this invitational. So leadoff runner. Team USA has done a lot of damage early on in innings here in these last 2 big innings where he scored 5 runs and then 3 runs. Gabby Garcia had a double in one of those innings, and she is up now. Puts a swing off that time, and that will be a souvenir instead.
Yeah, he almost made the catch out there just off of the fingertips, and man, he's just getting made fun of down there. I feel bad for him. Somebody's taking a picture with him of him with a Canon camera.
Now the burden you carry, taking
man.
a risk to try to catch a foul ball. It's not for the faint of heart. You open yourself up to a lot of things. 1-1 foul ball from Garcia. I think there's an age limit of, like, once you reach a certain age, you stop bringing a glove to a field and keeping a ball, or is it just an evergreen for you, Mason?
Well, I'll tell you this. I know my good buddy Andrew Campbell would agree. Let this pitch go by.
Now looking to keep this thing going with 1 away, but instead snatching that thing out of the air is Talataina making the play on roller skates out there in left for out number 1.
Ryan, wanted to give you time to do your thing because we're pretty passionate about this. I think that you should not have to give a ball to a kid if you catch it. Is that ridiculous? Is that unpopular opinion?
I think that's probably an unpopular opinion.
It is.
I think it depends on. I think it depends on the context. If it's here, I'm probably giving that ball away.
Okay. But let's say
if it's a home run ball or an accolade of some kind that has some meaning to it, I'm probably not giving that ball away to the kid.
Let's say Fenway Park.
I was just there.
Perfect.
I was just
Did
there.
Did you catch a fly ball? Did you give it to a young man?
I did neither of those things.
Okay, fair. But you had a good time.
I did.
Yep, I imagine.
Kendall Wells in a 1-0 count, her second at-bat of the ball game off the bench for Reese Atwood, and she looked for the fences that time. Well, she had 39 homers her freshman year at Oklahoma, and looking to see if she can break through with her first one here in international play. Just a little bit out in front of that off-speed pitch, though, from Pua. Another big swing, and this one a foul ball.
Just dangerous with the bat in her hand. Couple big cuts back to back, doing her thing.
It was the first 2 times we've gotten to see her swing the bat here in this International Cup, as she was intentionally walked her first time up yesterday, and then she was walked on 4 pitches her first time up here in this game. And now Wells goes down swinging on 3 straight pitches, low and away, and that's out number 2.
And that's a home run swing. That's exactly what you sign up for. You swing for the fences. Sometimes it's not going to pan out. You got a runner on first, and they got 3 runs back in the top of the 4th. Swinging for the fences, trying to get 2 of them back right there. Just didn't pan out for Kendall.
Well, you know what's really interesting with Kendall Wells? You mentioned the home run swings, and she does that more often than not, as Bubba Nichols-Camarena skies one out to routine center field, and that will end the inning. Finishing my point, Kendall Wells, 61% of her hits in her freshman season were home runs. So, I mean, that tells you where she's at. 64 total hits on the season, and she had 39 home runs. Went down swinging, and then a pop-up from Bubba Nichols-Camarena ends the inning. So a blank from the elite squad, and American Samoa hanging tough here on day number 2. They'll come back up to bat here in the 5th inning. This is the International Cup action here at Devon Park, presented by Mercy.
I am a place that's built on tradition but thrives on momentum, where solid roots keep me grounded and big ideas push me higher, where the streets hum with energy, culture sparks connection, and we celebrate every win together. From the bright lights to the colorful walls, from the sound of progress to the quiet of wide open spaces. I am a place that finds its way into your spirit, your stories, your heart. They call me Oklahoma City, and I've saved you a front row seat.
Live for the bases loaded, for the full counts.
You got this.
Live for the away games, for the strikeouts. Live for the high fives, the pop flies, and the moonshots.
That's my girl.
There's my slugger.
Live for the big moments and the little ones. Live the game like never before.
Well, it was all U.S. Elite to start this ball game, and now the momentum, the scales have completely shifted from one direction to the other. I didn't even mean to do that pun, as they're playing one direction in the ballpark right now.
Look at that guy. Wow.
That's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah,
Where do you get one of those from?
I don't know. Timu, maybe.
We may need to go have someone go down there and ask him. He can bring one up for us.
Man, he lives for this
That
moment.
is fantastic.
Right
that
here.
is Captain America in my eyes.
He heard the International Cup was coming back to OKC for the first time in 9 years, and he just lit up. Look at him.
He's got the chain.
He's got it all.
He's
Look
got
at
the
guy at
bling.
the right.
It's
That's a
glistening
Jerry
in the
Garcia
sun.
fan if I've ever seen one.
He's getting photo ops too. Dude, this is spectacular. This is what you sign up for in the International Cup of Softball here in the capital of softball in the world, Devon Park in OKC, directing traffic. Busy man over there, and busy here to start this inning will be Kylie Quico. She walked in that 3rd inning, kind of setting the stage for what ended up being 3 runs for American Samoa in their last inning of play, and they'll look to add on some more here. Mason making this thing interesting. The Samoan squad has kind of gotten those feet settled here in international play and making some noise as Kavan nicely getting ahead in the count in her first pitch of the inning.
Quico is a perfect person to have up as a leadoff batter, I feel. She walked back in that 3rd inning, and that was one of those that was a 7 or 8 pitch at bat, just really deep into the count. Never gave up, just took deep breaths and recomposed. Big swing right there for strike number 2.
Taken. No holds back on that swing at all by Quico. You mentioned what she did at Oregon last time that she was up. Really a trailblazer of that Oregon Ducks program that grew a lot under Mike White, who then went over to Texas. Coached Tegan Kavan at Texas. Funny enough, Mike White actually coached both batter and pitcher here in this matchup because he started at Oregon, went over to Texas. He was the coach of Kylie Quico in 2014 in her final year, and he's been the coach of Tegan Kavan. So kind of the Mike White Bowl, I guess, right here. We'll see who wins the battle. No one yet.
2 interlinked squads right here in this matchup as it stands. A good leave as Quico leaves it in the dirt.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Kavan going to see if she can find her first strikeout. Instead, the ball finds the outfield for a leadoff single. So Quico wins the battle, and American Samoa keeping that foot on the gas.
A great leadoff person to have come up right there. Had a walk back in the 3rd. Now here in the 4th, does it with the bat right up the middle. That's an athletic middle infield, but they were just so spread out, couldn't get there in time. Lena Garcia was shifted a little too far to the left, skips over second base for the single.
Well, once upon a time in the top of the 4th inning, the U.S. Elite team had out-hit American Samoa 9 hits to 2. It is now 9 hits to 7. You've had 3 unanswered runs by the Samoans, and now a leadoff base runner in Charity Sivatasi. See what she has to say about this. She last came up in the 3rd, and she grounded out to shortstop. I think the Elite squad would welcome one of those and potentially turn 2. Kavan attacking down accordingly, as you would do if you're trying to get a ground ball, and that drop ball instead kind of buries itself down in the dirt. Once again, attacking there from Kavan. Elevated that one slightly more. Just tried to blow that one by the Auburn, Washington native. Once again in a 2-strike count, but the American Samoa team has been really hard to get out with 2 strikes. Slow dribbler to shortstop. The only play is at second. They actually try to turn 2. It was a little bit late there to first, but they do get that force out at second. Nicely done by Gold.
Quico was just a little delayed getting off the bag here over at first. Didn't quite have the best takeoff as she's looking to see what happens after the barrel hits the ball, and it's going to be out over at second.
Couple of defensive shifts here as well. Taylor Shoemaker entering in for the first time. She's out in right field in place of Taylor McKinney. Another first pitch strike, this time Kali Tafua. Got a pinch hitter here for the Samoan squad in place of Tessa Malauulu. Double play once again is in order if you can get the ground ball. The Elite team hasn't turned a double play yet here in this International Cup amongst the 2 games. Now wouldn't be a bad time for that first one.
No, they can use something like that right here.
Slowed that thing down and just like a dart onto a bullseye, spotted there in the inner corner, and it's 1-2. Nice pitch there from Kavan. Looking a bit more comfortable, even though she did give up that leadoff single. Looking a bit more comfortable here in this inning as opposed to her last one.
She does, just more control. She's dropped the shoulders, not as worried.
Ground ball back to the circle. They go to second for 1, over to first, and really close to that first double play, but back-to-back fielder's choice. This one, a 1-6 put out, and now there's 2 away.
That's just composure and bliss right there. There's no Metallica going on. That's straight Beethoven. Let's take another look at it. It's going to be hit right to her, just spins around, no problem. Fires over to second to get that lead runner out.
And Metallica, that's more up your alley, Mason.
You know, I think I'm a little diverse, but yes, I will throw down with some Metallica for sure.
I'm probably more in the Beethoven field than I am in the Metallica field, but kind of between both of those.
Yeah, good.
Somewhere in the mix, lost in the forest somewhere.
That guy kind of looked like Jerry Garcia. I'd like to introduce you to the Grateful Dead, Ryan.
There's a high Baltimore chop to second base. Going to be a tough play. Quick hands and laser throw to first, not in time. And they thought they had out number 3, but we will, as of now, continue on with this top of the 5th inning.
And what do you do in that situation right there if you're Garcia over at second? I mean, it's just hanging in the air for what seems like an eternity. Finally dropped. She didn't run up on it.
Man, that thing was really close.
It was a close play, wasn't it, Ryan? Man. Gonna get called safe over at first.
Legs it out for an infield single, and so 2 more runners on, and suddenly you're swinging the bat away from this being a 2-run game, but instead Garcia able to deposit that one into the glove of Jake Wish on time this time to end the inning. So Tegan Cavan able to pitch out of trouble in a much better second inning from the 2-time national champ. And so now the U.S. Women's Elite team seeking 3 more runs in its own return to get back from the Samoan squad that scored 3 in the 4th. Bottom of the 5th inning coming up, and for the U.S. team, it'll be 8-9-1 in the order. It's the U.S. Softball International Cup presented by Mercy. It's been a while since the elite squad has been able to get back across home plate, and who else but Alina Garcia to lead this thing off. If you remember, last time that she was up there in the 3rd inning, she cleared the bases with a 3 RBI double, and since then it's been All-American Samoa who is down 8-3, but they've scored 3 unanswered runs. The elite squad leads it by 5, and we've talked about how new this American Samoa squad is and how they're really just testing the international waters now. Founded this team in 2024. Their first time playing in the International Cup. They played in some of those World Cup qualifier matches a couple of months ago, but really a very new international team that this is them actively right now planting their roots. We are seeing that in real time here today.
You really are, and here's another young gun on the other dugout here. UCLA class of 29, Alina Garcia. She was named to the Big Ten first team and a freshman All-American this past season.
Came in and obviously dealt some damage, and now getting a second at-bat here today. And in a 2-1 count, still facing Kiana Pua, who came on in after those 3 runs scored from Garcia. Alina Garcia was actually the last batter that Ayla Tua faced in that 3rd inning. She came out, and since then, Kiana Pua has been on cruise control.
She has just been doing her thing, and this has really just been the tail of this game. Fallon pitches back. She's seen it through right here. Wonder if he's going to give it to a kid. Let's see. Ooh, what just happened?
I don't know. I wasn't watching.
He acted like he threw. Yep. Nope. He's going to give it to.
Do they have to give it back
Park.
to them? Yeah, they got to give it back to him down there.
Dang. So he threw it to the kid, pulled it back.
2-2 ground ball to 3rd, kept in front of at 3rd base, and Saivatasi's throw is not in time. Definitely a hot shot over there. That's why it gets the nickname that it does at 3rd base. A play that she feels like she probably should have made, and another base runner that reaches to lead off an inning for the elite squad.
And this one's hit hard. Let's take a look at Alina's swing right here. Not a whole lot of movement. Drops the shoulders a little bit. Finds that ball and was safe. Another close play over at first.
So now the 9 spot in the order, and I want to say this is actually Taylor Shoemaker. Indeed it is. She did sub in for McKinney, Sydney McKinney out there in right field in that last half inning. So we're seeing the youngster from Florida. Oh, there you go, Mason. There's the man who's stealing everyone's joy.
There he is, right
It's policy, man. He's got him there after the They get them for the foul balls. They got to give them away. I think they give them like vouchers for something in return.
Oh, yeah?
So
Maybe like
it's a pretty good
t-shirt.
deal, honestly. It really is.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good deal they've got going on.
It's not bad at all.
It's a very well-oiled machine.
Oh, so they hide them next to the igloo cooler.
It's a whole operation that they've got going on, and I think Mason wants to be a part of it by the sounds of it. Ball in the dirt. Nice read from Garcia. Takes off for second base without a throw.
So a good swing, dropping the shoulders, yes, but still a good cut, and gets on base and then takes off after a little bobble to the left of the plate there. Alina Garcia making her status known as she stands upright on second.
And Shoemaker, who was hitless yesterday in her Team USA debut, we're going to call time first.
The right fielder, number 16, Taylor Shoemaker.
Kiana Pua, she is, I think, playing with house money here in this outing. She did really well to end that third and get through the fourth inning. Coming up on 30 pitches, this will be her second time through this lineup. And I think this USA Elite team has some ideas of what they'd like to do here this time through the order.
Really solid fourth inning from her, especially considering it started with a single, then it ended out with 3 outs in a row. So just feeling calm, trying to stick with it.
Shoemaker takes that one up and in, and it's ball 4. So the first 2 batters reach safely here in the bottom of inning number 5. Turns the lineup on over as well.
Struggling to find the zone with a runner on. Now that's going to bring 2 of them up, and a big hitter coming up to bat as well, and Morgan Zirkle.
Yeah, arguably the most punishing hitter in this lineup so far here in this International Cup.
And she swings like it right there. I mean, she swung with almost one hand. Just trying to get that bat around quick, fouls it off.
Has 2 home runs in this International Cup and 5 RBI. 3-run home run earlier in this game. She's playing with no outs recorded. Well, that one finds the zone. Zirkle certainly has the ability to end this game on one swing. And you've got Jaquish and Gold coming up after that. Zirkle sticking the bat out there and just fighting.
Yeah, staying alive. Only had 1 strike, but still just that barreled ball connection. It's what this team prides itself on. Both teams really done it all day.
So the lefty from West Virginia takes it outside and runs the count even. It's actually a 1-2 count now. I was going to say, I thought that they had that wrong. I wanted to say that it was actually a 2-strike count at that point in time, but I'm not.
That makes more sense.
I'm not the umpire, so who am I to say? 2-2 pitch to Zirkle, a shot to the right center field, or to the right side, and it's all the way through to the wall for extra bases. Zirkle turning on the Jets and heading into third base. They throw this thing in, it does roll away, a 2-run score on a 2 RBI double down the right field line for Morgan Zirkle, who continues to terrorize opposing pitching.
And she has, I mean, just incredible. Got the triple right there. Multiple home runs, a double mixed in there as well. What can she not do? Just knows the game better than anybody.
And that wraps it up as well. It is 7 after 5 instead of 8 after 5, so that walks this thing off. Morgan Zirkle. Who else makes the most sense that she would do it? So final after 5 innings of play, U.S. Women's Elite 10, American Samoa 3, and that last swing, a nice one down the right field line to end it.
Very competitive at bat. I mean, we were a little confused up here on what the count was, but what a game, fighting to stay alive, poking barrels at it, and then makes contact, forces it into right field. And after that, it was wraps.
So a 2-0 start for the U.S. Women's Elite team here in the International Cup, and it started with Nyjah Kennedy, went on over to Tegan Cavan, who pitched the rest of the way, and for the offense, Morgan Zirkle, she's the one who made that final blow, and she had multiple hits here in the game. She had a double, a single, and a home run, had 5 RBIs. She has 7 RBI in this cup. The whole offense really coming through in the middle innings, scoring 5 runs in the third, 3 more runs in the fourth, and then those runs right there to end the game. So signing off here from Oklahoma City for obviously my partner Mason Humphrey, I'm Ryan Breeden saying so long from Oklahoma City. Again, final score 10-3 in 5 innings of play. The Elite Squad will take on Japan tomorrow at 7 o'clock. All USA games for the International Cup presented by Mercy, airing on ESPN networks. They're streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. See you guys tomorrow, softball fans.